What's up everybody, my name's Zach. Today we're going to take a look at a monitor mount that I picked up off of Amazon. It cost me about $45 to $49 depending on when you get it on sale, if you can get it on sale. And it is a triple monitor mount and it lets your system look like this. So humongous upgrade from having monitors placed all along my desk. Got tired of not having room on my actual desktop to do any other kind of work if I needed to. I could move my keyboard and mouse pad back a little bit to get some room, but not very much. This right here opened up a whole new ball game for us, just being able to use your space on your desk. I love it so far. Now the monitor mount that I picked up is a Wali brand. It's W-A-L-I. There's also some other replicas. One is Vivo, makes the same exact monitor mount, just different name, built out of the same materials and everything is identical. I actually have one. But so far this thing is unbelievably awesome. I love it. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so here's what comes in the box. Everything comes in here. This pole is in separate pieces, just screws up right here in the middle. So I left that together. Got one arm and it comes just like this. You just slide this over the pole. The mounting plate for the back of your monitor, which comes with 4 screws for that. Then this is your clamp. It's about a 4-inch gap and it has to be bolted together using these 2 big screws right here. And these 3 right here mount in the bottom of the pole into either this clamp or this desk mount that can be kind of bolted to the actual desk. So your 2 different bolt options as far as bolting the thing to the desk are right here. Now the other hardware for this piece is in the box. It comes with a long bolt and I'm not going to get into that. It's just another way to mount. There are instructions in the box if you choose to use that instead of the clamp. Also, this is 27 inches tall, so I thought it was 31. It's actually 27. Also, just to mention really quick, the only tools you need to operate this whole thing to put it together is Allen wrenches. You need a 3mm, a 5mm, and a 9mm. The 9 being the biggest, all the way down to 3 being the smallest, only used for the 3 in the bottom of the pole. So this is what the mount looks like when it's not connected to a desk. And this is just a single arm that I have, but it's the exact same mount as what I have behind me holding my 3 monitors. You've got your base, which is about a 4-inch gap. It can go up to 4 inches big by spinning this screw right here. To clamp your desk, it would be in this orientation. Clamp the side of your desk. Then you have a pole. You can have just one joint, which is about this long right here, and then the other joint is the same length. That makes it twice as tall. This is about 31 inches, I believe, tall, roughly. This is the taller model that they have. Then you have your clamp up here, which holds your arm, this articulating. You can kind of go in and out however you need to do it. You can also rotate this head. By loosening this, you can rotate this head up and down like this. So very cool. Now all of your adjustments are done with Allen wrenches, and they have about 3 different sizes. You got one size here, a separate larger size here. These are different, the smallest size, which holds the boom on, or the pole, to the actual base. Now this thing also comes with cable management accessories. These things pop on and off, and they just manage your cables that you have ran down the back side. Now these are larger for larger wads of cables, and they also, it's got some holes which allows you to store your tools on the back side. Now these things are super sturdy. They're a whole lot stronger than you would ever think they would be. Pretty heavy. This thing weighs probably about 5 pounds right here. And this arm and most of the arms from this company, as well as Vivo, rate these arms, the articulating arms, at about 22 pounds per monitor. So with the setup behind me, I have this same boom right here, the same long boom, and then this arm is a double arm. This clamp has an arm running out this way also, which allows you to get your 2 monitors side by side. And then now obviously it's mounted lower on the boom, about down here where my hand is. Then there's another clamp just like this up top with no arm, and the monitor straight clamps to the actual clamp right there, which is holding my middle monitor on top behind me. So if you can imagine this being set up like that, this double arm is holding these 2 on the bottom, with the single mount up top holding my ultra wide monitor. Now each of those clamps are rated, like I said, for 22 pounds. And each monitor, the heaviest monitor I have weighed like 12 or 11 pounds, so you're really gonna be covered no matter what monitor you mount. And I was a little skeptical by mounting all three on, you know, just this one boom, not because it can't handle the weight, but because of the clamp. I mean, now the clamp's very, very heavy duty and you won't have any problem with it, but I've never mounted anything like that. And like you would assume, it is pretty heavy, especially when you get all three monitors. You've got all your wires and your cords hanging down from all of them. Gets real shaky, but it is very, very sturdy, and I would recommend buying it if you're looking for a triple monitor mount. Definitely one to look into. It hasn't failed yet, which I know that's a bad thing to say, but it is very strong. Now, if you're looking to buy a monitor mount, I would look into getting the taller version before I got the shorter one, even if you don't need it. It's only about $10 more, and you can just screw the top pole off if you don't need it that high. And I'm pretty sure you can pop this cap off that's on the top, and you can cover it, and you kind of make the small short shaft or pole look a lot better. And then you could always have an extension if you ever needed it. If you wanted to add a monitor in the future, you could just buy an extra clamp, which will be this one right here with no boom, and you could have them on top of each other, which I think would be really cool. It really just depends on what kind of setup you're wanting to have. Now, looking at the end on this base plate, this is where the monitor mounts, and it comes with a little like a bracket adapter that you mount to the back of the monitor, which slides on top of this thing right here, and then you just screw this on top of it to lock it in. So your monitor, once you have the back plate connected to the monitor with 4 screws, you just hold the monitor up and slide it on that one bolt and screw the one bolt down, and that's all that holds it. So it's really simple assembly, and with kind of gravity holding the monitor down with that screw on top, you don't need any other kind of stability or protection. Now, before I put all this together, I'd put a lot of thought into it, and I decided to go with the manual arms instead of like a gas arm, because once you get them in place, you never move them. And with them being mounted just by one bolt, sort of sitting on this brace or this bracket on the end, it's not going anywhere, and I haven't moved my monitor since once I got them adjusted like I wanted it. Okay, so just to give you my final thoughts on it, I think it's a great product, especially for the money. You could easily spend up to $100, even more than that, for a triple monitor setup. Now, remember that most of those expensive setups, you either have gas arms, which will be a little bit easier movement, a lot easier placement of where you want your monitors, and also the third one on top will more than likely have an arm that's gas or movable, to where mine is stationary. But I kind of like the stationary only because, for one, it kept it as far back against the pole, which created as much space as I could get on my desk. And it also is fixed dead center, so you don't have to do any adjustment for the top monitor, other than, you know, kind of rotating it, however, just to kind of level it up. That made a big difference for me, because them two bottom ones, it took me about 20 minutes to get them perfect, to get them kind of lined up the way I wanted them. And the top was just bolt up and you're done. So that is the difference between having the manual clamp or no arm to adjust it, versus having one where you have to adjust all three, and it could be a pain to get all lined up the way you want it. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up for me, that'd be greatly appreciated. And if you have any questions about the monitor arm or the other brand, the Vivo, they're, like I said, they're the exact same thing. Just drop them down in the comments and I'll reply when I get a chance. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Thanks, guys. See ya.